You see, for so long now, I've always been trying to think about what niche I should pick and how I need to focus on only a certain type of businesses so that way I can be better at my service and try to get more customers, because that's what we're always told. But lately I've been thinking, and I think this is the wrong approach. For me now, I think instead of picking a niche specifically, what you're going to need to do moving forward with everything changing so rapidly with content, with AI, with people offering different types of services, is you're going to need to be a little bit more of a generalist. Now, instead of being so specific on your niche, usually if you have a skill set and if you're using the right technology, you can actually now start to apply and implement the same skill that you're providing or service that you're providing to many different types of people. Now, what I think you need to change is, instead of making your content around a specific niche, you now need to make your content around what your mission is. Because when you have a mission that is very clear, you will do everything you can and you will post any type of content that's going to help you get to that mission. When I heard this, which is from Dan Coe, so credit to him, when I heard that being mission focused is going to be the way forward for your content, for your business, it kind of just unlocked a whole new way of thinking for me, because I started to realize that I think I've been thinking about this wrong. I used to always think, my content needs to be about a certain niche and then for a certain category and has to fit into these sort of content buckets. And I think, yes, you can still utilize those certain skills and areas for your approach now, but instead, if you have your mission in mind, you have a lot more flexibility and freedom to try different things, try different types of content, try different types of services that's going to help get to that mission, and just experiment more. I think we are always told to stop trying new things, to stop being a generalist. But let's be honest, we are all curious people. We want to always try new things. We want to always try and be better in a few different areas that we're interested in. I have multiple interests, and I'm sure you have multiple interests. And we want to try and find ways to incorporate them as much as possible in our businesses, in our content. So I think having that approach now of you need to be mission focused rather than niche specific or putting yourself into this category, it just gives you a whole nother approach, and it allows you to start thinking outside the box, because now by being mission focused, it's something that you will truly believe in. So now you can start to think, okay, what am I passionate about? How am I going to get to this mission? How can I share it with other people? Because now you've just fueled this fire in you that's going to allow you to be more driven towards that direction, because you now have this mission in mind that you're able to publicly share, to publicly offer as a product or as a service, and it's going to help you on your path. So I think ideas matter more than ever now, and I think it's with everything that's happening around us and the AI tools that are available, if you have the right ideas and you know how to direct things, that's where you're going to stand out. Because everyone's got access to the same tools now. Everyone's got access to ChatGPT and all these other stuff. But if you're able to come up with your creative ideas that are directed to your mission, then you can start to control and use these tools to your advantage. And this way you don't have to always focus on trying to go viral or trying to do something that's new or trendy, because if it's not aligned with your mission, then it's not something you need to give too much attention towards. So I think the structure that you need to now think about is you're going to have your mission at the top. Then under that, you're going to have what your signals are. So what are things that get you excited, which is going to be related to that mission. Then you will break that down into the content pieces and the angles you would like to start being known for as your personal brand online. Then the outcome, which the outcome will be essentially what you're offering in your business. What's the product, what's the service, and what's going to help people get to that outcome, and also yourself, what's going to help you get closer to the outcome of your mission. So you see how it all links back to each other? That's how you have to now think about it moving forward. And whether we like it or not, we now need attention in order to try and grow our businesses. People are now relating to personal brands, to people who have a content audience more than ever, and you need to now be there. You need to think about what type of content are you going to do to get this attention, the right attention of people you would like as customers, and build something authentic to you. Build something that's relatable. Build everything around your personal brand and what your mission is, again, back to that. And the best place to get this attention is going to be through social media. It's going to be, I think personally, long form content is going to be even more important than ever. It's always been important, but I think now people are slowly starting to get over the short form content, repeatable type of, reels and all that stuff. And people are consuming more long form content, specifically on YouTube, but also we are seeing a lot of this trend of long form writing coming back. So Substack is now a platform that a lot of people are posting on and people are consuming and reading. I know for myself, I recently got onto Substack and I've followed a few different creators and it's actually been really cool. It's a bit of a break from social media. Yes, technically it is another platform, but it's a bit more knowledge based and you actually feel like you're learning when you're reading these different articles. It's essentially like a newsletter, but it's all living on this Substack platform. And then of course you can charge as a subscription for people to get access to weekly newsletters or weekly content and stuff like that. But it's been really interesting to see that a lot of people now are gravitating to more long form, authentic and valuable type of content. I think we have just been scrolling for far too long now, and the short form kind of wave is slowly on a decline. Don't get me wrong, it's still very popular and I'm still even posting on short form. You still have to be present on these platforms, but I think more than ever it's important to make sure you're doing some sort of long form content, whether it's video like this or whether it's written form. Regardless, you need to now provide content that has more depth to it, not just 30 to 45 seconds. You need to talk to the camera. You need to write something that's valuable, that's giving in-depth thoughts, that's making people think in different ways. That's going to have to be one of your main focuses when it comes to building an audience and getting the right attention online. Now, another thing that I think you have to think about moving forward is that you are now your customer avatar. You're going to now start posting content about things that align with your mission, things that you learn, things that, skills that you've acquired and you want to start teaching or give valuable lessons on, or research pieces that you found and you want to now share that information. And because you're interested in all of these things and it aligns with your mission, naturally, people who are in a similar position to you or who are interested in the same things as you are going to now gravitate towards your brand and to your content. So by just you being curious on all these different certain things, people are going to share that curiosity with you, and then they're going to want to follow you along this journey because you're now positioning yourself as someone who's doing some of that work for them, something that they're always curious about. You're doing the research, you're learning the skills, you're sharing it with them, and then you're going to build a valuable and loyal audience like that. And naturally, your product will align with what your mission is, and the people who are now watching you and attached to you as a personal brand are going to want to see what you're offering and will want to take action and become a customer and work with you and get closer to you and maybe go into some paid community that you might have or whatever it could be. People are now going to value community more than ever. So I think the better job you can have at building that community, at sharing values and sharing things with others, the more you're going to benefit from the business you build from that. Being authentic is probably the most important thing you can do now. You can no longer get away with just doing fake, scripted content that's generated by AI and doesn't really have anything got to do with what you genuinely care about, because people are now starting to see that and they're starting to pick up on that pretty quickly now when people are being fake or authentic. So you now need to be authentic. You need to use the right tools that are at our disposal, but towards whatever it is that you want to accomplish and what drives you to your mission, what piques your interest, what's something that what gets you excited. That's the approach that I'm taking. That's the approach that I think you're going to need to take as well. And I think if you do that over a consistent, long enough time, you're naturally going to build a strong, loyal following who are going to be with you throughout this journey, who are going to be with you throughout your different products that you might sell, because you're not building something that's fake. You're building something that is authentic to you and will be real and authentic to them. That's just some thoughts that I have around everything that's happening now and what I'm trying to do with my approach. And I know it will be valuable for you because I think everyone should take this moving forward. And the more I learn, the more I will share with everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.